best thing that I liked was when I got to go inside of the tractor and trying to look in for the people. I liked when we were talking about where the blind spots were and how the blind spots worked. I learned that it takes 300 pounds to pull someone out of the grain bin, out of the waste.
About the grain bin that it takes about 600 pounds to pull someone that is at the shoulders out of a grain bin.
So I learned is that there is 4 steps to getting a fire extinguisher. There's take out the pin, and then you aim at it. You right up there on the sheet. Squeeze the thing, and then you sweep it around, and the fire will go out.
At the fire thing today, then we learned how to use a fire extinguisher, and it was like really good to help you learn if there is ever a fire in your house, then you know how to put it out and you don't go like screaming everywhere until your house burns down.
I learned at the fire station was we learned how to use the fire extinguisher properly, and there was 4 steps. First is P, right? Pull the pin, and then A, and that means aim, and then S, that means squeeze, and then another S means spray.
About the fire extinguisher is how to use it, and if there's a fire in your house, so you can put it out and aim it, and it felt like I was a firefighter.
I learned that call ducks are now illegal in, I think only Iowa, I'm not sure if it is only Iowa. And I learned sheep have a certain type of feed, like it's not a typical like hay or something like that. I learned something about the chickens, and it's their eyes, whatever color they are, that's the color of the shell of the egg is.
The chickens, when the color of their eyes is depends on the color that they're down, and then there are different type of food that you can give to the chicks. And but the ducks that they have on the feather, they have like on the like rag they have in the oil, so they don't get like a little bit.
What I learned at the water station was that it's very important to wear a life jacket, and if you even don't have it on the proper way, then you can still drown under the water. And my favorite thing was when we got to put on the life jackets, because some were too small and then the other ones were too big.
The top speed on a bike is 62 miles per hour. And I learned that you shouldn't ride a bike without a helmet. I learned that you should always wear a helmet because it's most likely super bad for you, and most of the crashes and most of the kids that happen about 6 to 9 o'clock at night.
And at the helmet station, I learned that the world record on a bike is 62 miles an hour.
Did you have a big wound or a deep cut?
I learned how to make a safety kit and what you need, and if someone has poisoned or in food or got food poisoned, you gotta call a certain number on the card. And I learned if someone is like passed out, you gotta put your hand under their nose to see if they're breathing or if they're not, and you can say that if they ask you that in a question if you get called on 911.
Hi, my name is Leland. I am going to talk about chemicals. Don't confuse your chemicals, because if you do, sometimes you can either suffer if you screw up with something that is not medicine or something that is not edible. If you have two different things that look alike, make sure you ask your parents when you do something.
We learned the difference between two different things. A chemical, which is dangerous if you can even sniff it, touch it, or eat it, it will kill you.
And I learned that if you touch a PTO shaft, you're probably going to die.
I learned what a PTO is and how you could die if you touch it.
I learned you should probably stay out of you should probably stay in the safety zone if the PTO shaft is running, because you will die if you touch it.
It gives us an opportunity to present a safety instruction to a large number of students in a single event. It's efficient use of time and energies for all those participating, and I believe we have an impact. So it's rewarding.
It's very rewarding, but it's one of those things that we hope we never have to know that our lessons were learned, because if there aren't any safety issues here in Louisa County, then we believe that we've made an impact. What we don't want to have is somebody get hurt and then wish we would have touched that individual and taught them. So it's rewarding on that aspect as well.
We presented the blind spot safety presentation, and I think it's important that kids learn this. We live in a rural area. I think it's important that kids learn this because there's trackers everywhere, and they need to know where they can be safe or when they're in a danger zone.
I think they need to have awareness when they're around these heavy equipment, so that they know where they can be and where they cannot be, because it can be a very dangerous area.
Today I taught the basics of chemical safety. I think it's basically really a good thing to know, so that way when you have kids in the household or outside, when they're around chemicals, that they know and should be able to distinct features between them, so that they would not get them mixed up, and so that they cannot harm themselves from the chemicals.